That's my baby. I'm dying.
That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Just left. Beat left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
All right, what is up, fam? We are back for another episode of the Weekly Roundup. I'm your host, as always, Steve Rochelle, being joined by this lovable guy over here, Mr. Zach Burr. How are you doing this evening, my friend?
I guess it's all going to depend on how these fights go, Steven, how my parlays turn out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I got you tuned on to the MMA.
I'm a degenerate now, so this is how this
beforehand,
goes. This is how this goes. I'm one of the many degenerates here at A2D Radio. We know there's a lot of them, and most of us are self-proclaimed. Like, we don't even hide from it, right? Like, we're just like, yeah, it's me. Like, uh-huh. So, I mean, we know a few. We got a few that listen to this show.
Yeah. Big Coach Greg, he's a big one. Tommy too's in every once in a while. So I definitely got to give you give you guys some love and appreciation there. But we're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna talk some baseball. We're gonna talk some Phillies. We're gonna talk some NBA finals, which has taken a different direction since the last time we were on the air here on the Weekly Roundup. We're gonna be joined by Cung Lee in the second hour. We're gonna talk some from UFC Fight Night, some predictions, some leading up to the main card there. We'll get some live reactions from the Bucks and the Suns there. But the topic of the week is going to be another thing that we're going to touch on. But real quick before we get into that, let the fan know who this episode is brought to you by this afternoon, Mr. Burr. What'd you forget?
Well, it doesn't. I don't have it down the bottom of the screen. I mean, I know it's EXP Realty. I just don't have my read. I mean, I can look it for you if you want. Okay. I mean, well, obviously, EXP Realty sponsors. It's as always our sponsor here, right? The Weekly Roundup. My buddy Alan Foy, somebody I've known my entire life for a long time now, over a decade now. We talk about being the best in the business here at A2D Radio. Trust me, he's the best in the business at EXP Realty, brokerage, mortgage, anything like that. He's the guy to talk to you, whether you need a house, whether you want to get into a career in that business. He's the guy. So there you go. Look, looking to buy or sell a home.
It's normally in the other thing on the banners. That's my feed.
Wasn't that bad? I made it happen pretty good for you, didn't I? 302-682-8820. That's the number. Didn't have that memorized. I apologize, Stephen. I tried to save you. And, you can visit him at Allen.
Yeah, I know. Everything. I'm all thrown off. I've been running around all afternoon. The power went out about like a freaking 10 minutes ago. I'm walking there.
Storms up there. I know it is what it is. Now, I didn't bet on the first fight, Steven, but this fight, I've been told, I was told as part of my parlay to take Figueiredo to either win by TKO, KO, or submission. It's not going to go to distance, apparently. That's what my experts told me. So I don't know what you think. Are you frozen over there or what? What's going on? Can Steven not hear me? Oh, God, we might have already lost him. See? Just like that, we lost Steven. So now I've got to carry the show. Everybody listening out there, Shohei Ohtani is the face of baseball. I guess at the moment you could say, and obviously Stephen A. Smith with his criticisms recently. Took a lot of heat, apologized for it, made himself look like an idiot. What is everybody's thoughts? This idea that Shohei Ohtani can be the face of baseball, the fact that he doesn't speak English, all this noise surrounding it. We've had guys like this before, right? Ichiro didn't speak a ton of English. We've had how many Spanish players over the year that God knows how many that didn't speak very good English, didn't speak any English, whatever, and you still connected with them on the baseball field. Baseball's desperate, desperate for like a face right now, right? Like desperate to get a face, to have somebody they can market the game around. You got some young stars like Vlad Jr., and Fernando Tatis Jr., and you got Shohei Ohtani now, all these young stars, right? And you need to market them in every possible way that you can. Every possible way, right? And we got clowns like Stephen A. Smith over here on TV talking about the fact that he doesn't speak English for whatever reason will hurt the ability for a baseball fan to connect with guys. This is where Stephen A. should talk about football and basketball and probably nothing else. Like this was like Stephen A. Smith needs to talk about those two sports and then just like be quiet about everything else, because it just shows how out of touch and just how much he I don't even think he doesn't pay it, like he's not in tune with those sports. I don't even know he's ever been in tune with baseball. He's paid attention to what the Yankees did or the Dodgers or teams like that. When he was young, and the big teams, the Reds that had the big red machine and stuff when he was young. I'm sure he paid attention to them as a kid, but he doesn't seem like a guy that in depth knows baseball. Doesn't understand that a guy like Roberto Clemente, and all these Spanish players, that back in that time that transcended baseball. You know what I mean? Like, baseball has always been a sport that didn't matter the language you spoke, right? It's didn't have any relevance to any of this until now, it seems like. At least as far as stars being able to get marketed and build a brand and help the sport grow and things like that from it. Steven's still struggling to get back, so that's why it's just me right now. I hope everybody listening. I need you. I need the people out there. I need all the listeners at A2D. I need y'all to tune in. I know there's a thunderstorm going on up there in the South Jersey, Philly area, but I need y'all to tune in. I need y'all to interact with me so we can have something to talk about when it comes to all of this. We got the UFC fights going on right now. Obviously, the Shohei Ohtani, question, the poll question. What are your thoughts? Is it silly? Is it silly for guys like Stephen A. Smith to be speaking negatively of a guy like Shohei Ohtani as far as his ability to connect with baseball fans and be a superstar, be the face of the sport?
Weather won't stop me. I'm back.
I know. There we go. See, I've been trying to carry you. I was worried because it was getting really bad.
It went dark. I was like, I don't know what happened here. How fast did you lose me when I put my hands up?
I think I turned back. I was starting to talk about how I didn't bet on the first fight, but I bet on this Figueiredo fight.
Yeah, Figueiredo and Gordon.
Yeah, right now it's not looking good. Figueiredo needs to spin him back over or something.
But the beauty the beauty of live radio.
You carry it for a little bit, Stephen. We were talking about Stephen A. I ripped into Stephen A. a little bit and all that, so.
All right. Well, let's get back.
I've been asking for people to tell me what they think. We need, we need some people in the comment section.
It's not like you could have pulled it up so you could see it. All right. So before we were rudely interrupted, obviously, Major League Baseball All-Star Game was, and by the way, another kudos to Ohtani. He gave his whole. His whole home run derby check to some of the staffers around the stadium, like 30 different staffers are in the Angels organization. They got checks Friday, I believe, from Ohtani. So that's even more reason why this is relevant. Show Ohtani being the face of Major League Baseball is great, despite recent pundits' criticism. Agree to disagree. I absolutely agree, and it's absolutely ridiculous. As this dude says, it's absolutely preposterous, the nonsense that came out of your mouth this past week. Kudos to you without any prompting. You go make your apology. Do so. You put your foot in your mouth, and again, it's just something where I've told you about these guys for eons now. Man, they're shock jocks. That's what they do. I love him to death. He wants to get into different things because he's one of the biggest media personalities that they have. I get it, and this is exactly why you should stay in some of those lanes. He was sitting there. They shoved him into the UFC broadcast last week. It was awkward as hell trying to shove
because he's entertaining, right?
People
so they think he's entertaining. He's not even entertaining.
he brings in another crowd. You have to admit that, and you can't take that away from him. Like someone was telling me, like we're having a discussion about it this week online. Like you're hating on the guy. I'm like, actually, how can you hate on the guy? He bamboozled ESPN out of the highest paid freaking sports media personality contract to date. If memory serves me, kudos to him. Absolutely, this is an absolutely garbage take. Garbage. I'm not gonna be the one, but just stay where you are the best at. Whether it's basketball, whether it's football, whether it's some of these other topics. Baseball isn't your thing, man. Obviously, Shohei Ohtani is one of many guys who have been faces of organizations or sports, etc., that have needed interpreters. I come from the combat sports world. Anderson Silva spoke about more than 3 words at a time without an interpreter. And he's he's a guy that wants to push into that side of things. It's a rough thing to try to shove down somebody's throat when you're sitting there telling the world that this guy can't be because the fact that he needs an interpreter. It's ridiculous. I don't want to stay on it too much longer, but it's something we unfortunately had to deal with. But as a guy,
I said when you were lost, I said when we lost you, that like baseball's been desperate for a face, right? Like desperate for like a star they can market, somebody that they can push.
Not just a star they can market, it's a star that can bring in new faces, new genre. Like me and you were talking about, baseball's America's pastime. It for all intents and purposes, but it's dead to the American people. We want football first and foremost over baseball. There's a lot of people when they get to a certain point, they're like, all right, when is September hitting so we can start talking about football? When is August hitting so we can start talking about that? Like it is. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Like you're smiling, like we're still baseball heads, but we know what we've seen. We would have to say from 2000s on, baseball has been second, almost a third thought in North Americans' minds when it comes to sports.
And Stephen A is clearly a guy that over the years has proven he knows football, he knows basketball, like he tries to talk as if he knows everything else, but you can tell he's really not in depth or in touch with, those sports the way that like he thinks he is. Like,
but there's was a guy that came from Japan and broke all those barriers 20 years ago, right? We don't pretend like we know everything. And when there's a certain topic or there's a certain aspect that you want to go on,
Sure.
There's plenty of people in this industry, in this world that he could be put in touch with to say, okay, tell me why this guy is the face of an ML. Like don't act like you know it all. That's out of your depth, especially because it's Major League Baseball.
You go back to his childhood, right? And he probably paid attention.
All right. He knows he's out of his depth. He's been sitting in Ariel Hawani's ear for the past 2 years or so, trying to get up on his chops on combat sports knowledge. So, like as I sit there, as I'm burying the dude, he's still putting in, the work as trying to get up to speed to be where he needs to be. Not to just talk about it, but be on one of those panels that he gets shoved on. I'm not sitting there saying that he's completely, the devil in this situation. He definitely has his faults here, but he also knows better. He's been in this business long enough. That's exactly why we got the real quick turnaround and he ate his chow like he was supposed to. But as saying, these are why these guys need to be phased out. And when you put them into these other sports. When you're putting them in the face of being these sports that there's somebody else that should be put in that position. That's all I'm saying.
How many Spanish players, like back when you go back to the 70s, the 80s, and all these, go back to not when I was a kid, go back to when Stephen A was young and stuff like that.
What about Fernando Mania? What about Fernando Mania?
Exactly.
He wrapped up right here in Philadelphia towards the end.
How many guys? Baseball's always been that sport that's been like, it's brought all those different cultures together, right?
Yeah.
It's brought all those different backgrounds together. Always. That's always been baseball. Like you've seen them all, like from the beginning.
Not always, but in our memories.
Right. Okay. Well, going back, if we could take this back, I was trying to be fair and go, okay, when Stephen A. Smith was growing up, he's growing up in the 70s. He's a 70s kid, right? So the color barrier obviously
We
was
also have to
broken
remember
before
during
that.
them
You
times
had
there was players that were
influx of
absolutely destroyed. There were destroyed
Latin American talent and all that in the game at that moment. I mean, like that was one of the best eras for Latin American talent was the 70s, right? Throughout Major League Baseball. So it's not like he's over here talking as if something like this is like an unprecedented, like never happened before. And then if you want to take the Latin American side of it out, the Spanish side of it out, we mentioned Ichiro, who broke this barrier, 20 plus years ago as a superstar who comes over here not speaking a lot of English. And, it still is, who cares, right? He immediately connects with people and becomes, one of the faces of the game. So it's all silly. It's more silly than it is anything else to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he realized it was silly. He realized he looked like a clown when he said it, and that's why he comes out the next day and he's like, I want to get ahead of this before the event. Okay, good for you. But you're a grown-ass man that's way too old for this to have ever gotten to this point. You know what I mean? Like, this should have never been something that had to have ever have happened.
Yeah, but like I said, like he's been doing this long enough. Like you know better to say something that preposterous. Come on, man. Are you serious? So I want someone to tell me a reason why he isn't the face of Major League Baseball right now, and that hurts us considering we're 2-3 years removed from signing Bryce Harper to this big thing because we felt like he was the face of baseball, correct?
Yeah. Well, one of them, yeah. You thought he was one of the faces of baseball, sure.
Not to sit there saying like he's not one of the guys that you talk about, but I mean, if you're an Angels fan, you got to be loving it right now. You got Trout and SHOHEI OHTANI.
Oh, I need Figueredo to do something here. Get off your back and do something. Make him submit if you're going to lay on your back.
While this dude's on top of you, ain't going to do nothing. Sitting in closed guard, just doing nothing there.
Yeah, fucking transfer, do something. Holy shit.
You got butterfly guard now. There you go. Get up. Yeah, come on. You made the space explode and get up.
This is so irritating. Can you not just lay there?
I mean, see, you're new to this, so basically, like when we're mixing all the sports into it, like this is wrestling, judo, grappling, everything. So like, Gordon's holding the position, but like he's not really. See, you see Figs trying to use that butterfly guard to push space up to get him up in the air so he can get back to a kind of sprawl position so he can get back to his feet.
That's not working, is it?
But yeah, he's on him, man. He's like a fly on fly paper right now. He's not giving him any space, but he's not doing anything either. Like.
Yeah,
we're
not
sitting
win him
here
to fight
2-3 minutes in now. I'd be one of the guys wanting to stand them up. Just my opinion. But no, a couple other crazy things happened the last few days. Bismarcky passed away.
Yes, yeah. Okay, we're struggling here with connection on my end now.
See, now we're gonna get it on your end. What do we get? We had Paul, the wrestler Paul Orndorff passed away as well. And then we're going to lose Zach on that, right? Because now it's my turn.
Can we not have connection issues on both ends? Like, holy hell.
I know, right? It's going to be both of us. It's the way it works.
Oh, my God.
But see, now he's in a position where he's back on his feet. Now he's in a dominant position. Well, now he's going to go for a choke for no reason. I don't know why. You don't have the other hook in. He can just turn right into it.
Can my shit reload or something? Like, holy hell.
Now, now, obviously, we want to talk Phillies at least a little bit more before we get into some basketball.
I can't talk anything until my screen comes back and actually does something.
Well, I can hear you.
I can't see. Nothing's moving. I can hear you, but I can't. Nothing's moving.
I know. I still see your hand in front of the screen.
Well, I know. Great. You can see me. I can't see you. Holy shit.
That's what it is. Well,
The fuck?
is what it is.
I went off the internet because the internet wasn't working. So,
Well, but like I said, all right, midway point, right? Phillies are still rolling. What are you liking? Like you seen some move? Are you wanting the move? I know you still want the move. What do you want? The bat of the arm.
well, they need to go. A guy like Craig Kimbrell would be awesome. You know,
We want the closer. I think between me and you both, I think if we could fix one area right now, we would say closer without even blinking. Someone please take Hector Neris away from us.
Yes, exactly. Craig Kimbrell's the perfect
we'll
name.
pay you
as
in exchange for whatever else.
This is speaking of irritating, Stephen. Like I can't.
Well,
I can't do
what are you
anything to
talking
bring
about? He's
my-
on top
bring
now.
my picture back. I can't do anything to bring my picture back, so I can't see you or anything.
Oh, I just had you a second ago. I see you.
I
You're
can't
still
see you.
there
My screen
frozen,
won't even
man.
come
I
back.
see you.
My screen won't even come back.
Back to life.
Like I'm gonna have to leave and come back, Stephen. It's literally that bad.
How you doing there?
Not so much for that parlay.
There's one out.
You're such a bitch. I'm gonna have to leave,
wrestling.
and then I'm gonna have to like come back real quick because I can't like literally like there's not. I can't like this is annoying.
All right,
I can't
well,
see
you're
you.
good now. I see you moving around talking.
I can't see nothing on my end, bro.
Do you have to see it? Oh, wait.
It's unresponsive. It's completely unresponsive. It still says 1658 up in the corner. I can't use my camera or my mic or anything.
2146. But you're still good. That's crazy. Can you do it blindfolded, sir? No. We lost Mr. Burr. No. What is up, Don? We're all having technical difficulties of this evening. We lost me in the first 3 minutes. Lightning completely knocked all the power out here for probably about the second time in about 30 minutes. Now Zach's the one dealing with the technical issues on his end. So yeah, it's definitely an issue. Oh, Big Bryce is in the house. What's up, brother? What's up, brother? Yeah, dude. Don, this is hilarious right now. Good trade for the Flyers. Yeah, I mean, you get out of the Nolan Patrick situation. So I mean, you definitely have to be happy about that. You get a good defenseman. You get a good defenseman. I mean, I don't really see how you're too upset with that at all. And we're gonna get Mr. Burr's thoughts on that. What do you thought about the Flyers trade today? Was that fun? You get out of the Nolan Patrick situation, and we get a good defenseman in there.
Oh wow! Look at that decision.
And there's the man himself, Mr. Felder, interviewing Malcolm Gordon. Man. So and Don, listen, he is right now. Tell me why. Give me someone who is the face of baseball. And tell me why he is above Shohei Ohtani right now. I want someone to give me an argument for it because I don't hear anyone wanting to make an argument because right now he is. Language barrier, whatever, media pundits, criticism, whatever. He's still the face, and I'm absolutely happy that he is the man. The hero deserved and the hero we needed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you think he's exactly what baseball as baseball's been kind of looking for. You get some more of the international fans excited. It gives you a reason to bring active baseball, overseas too.
It's connecting the game at a lot of levels, in a lot of different ways. Dude, look, the Phillies game's on.
Yeah, that's why I haven't quite spoken on them. We're supposed to do post, but that's why I was wanting to see what you want to see out of them second half, dude. And then,
You're in a shitty division. So I mean, as bad as you might be, like you can't sit there.
I know.
So you can't sit there and say, "Oh, we got to blow it up."
You
can't really do that.
I might have to
You
eat
know,
my
when you're
words.
3 games back,
You've
you've got to be buyers, right? You've got to try to get better. So, and you know what? To be honest, we might be a Craig Kimbrell away from being a playoff team. A guy he's having another lockdown year. He's got like a .80 ERA for Chicago. They're trying to be sellers. You just saw him trade Jock Peterson for a bag of baseballs to Atlanta. You know, they might have thrown in a new bullpen card or something. I'm not sure.
The Phillies are up,
you know,
2-0 top of the second, but Marlins just got a stolen base off of Romuto, and that was just an errant throw.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to try to make a trade. Now, what do you give away? Like trading for a guy like Kimbrell, you shouldn't have to give away you might be able to trade away Kingery, Moniak, and like now you seriously might be able to all right, hey, you guys take them and see if you can rejuvenate their career.
Mickey Moniak out of here in fast.
Like you're not talking about trading for a top of the rotation arm where they need 3 number 1 prospects.
I want to get your thoughts on another interesting thing. What do you thought on what the Angels did to the draft, the Major League Baseball draft? All pitchers.
Hey, I mean that's maybe they're onto something. They need a bunch of pitching, right? They're thinking we've got Mike Trout, we've got Shohei Ohtani, we've got Anthony Rendon, we've got plenty of offense. God damn, we need a top of the rotation arm. We haven't had nobody ever. Jared Weaver was last time they had a guy that you considered an ace, right? And then before that, I guess Bartolo Colon when they went to the World Series or whatever the fuck it was. Or, no, not Colon. Who the fuck was their ace when they went to the World Series in 2002 and what?
You got me on that one, brother.
Might have been Cologne. I don't fucking know.
I think you might be right, too.
But that's like a lot. That's like other than that, you can't name any pitcher outside of 2 guys that have died from Nick Aidenhart and the dude that died with the guy in the hotel room from the drugs, Tyler Skaggs. Like you know what I mean? Like, listen, I just named 2 pitchers that were in the past
Bryce
20 years
at least
were good, and
gives
2 that were
you the list. Bryce gives you the list.
Yeah, exactly. I brought them up too.
And what do I say? International player. International player. International player.
Yeah.
You see this trend? I don't care what language they speak. It's only what they're doing on the field.
Baseball never has. Like, it's so silly. You know what I mean? Ozzie Guillen spoke so much broken English. You know what I mean? Like really, it was like you had no idea what Ozzie Guillen was saying half the time. But if Ozzie Guillen wasn't the most entertaining fucking manager, right? He wasn't the most colorful and entertaining manager you'd ever met in baseball.
That whole thing is. The only thing Stephen A. does well is this and says a lot of goofy words.
Chooch didn't speak didn't speak very good English at first when he first came up and he was with us. We connected with Chooch right away.
That don't and eventually kind of come around and learn the language or whatever. But to sit there and try to tell me that this is a reason why this person shouldn't be the face of anything, regardless of the man knowing better, just in this day and age where we're just so multicultural in everything that not just we do here in the United States, but in the world.
And again, I guess I could understand him saying that about the NFL. Basketball is multicultural. Baseball is multicultural.
All right, so imagine ESPN sent him over the Olympics. All right, Stevie, cover the Olympics. Oh, this is preposterous. I got to interview these people who can't speak English.
Shit. Did you see him butchering the Nigerian basketball team names? He butchered the shit out of them. He's like, I don't want to show any disrespect. There's some good players on this team. And then he tried to pronounce their names, and he completely butchered them. Like, I don't want to show any disrespect, but I don't even know how to say your fucking name. Like, they couldn't send him to the Olympics. They'd get fucking fired.
But this is what I mean. So keep these guys out of these conversations. That's all I'm asking of you guys. Keep them out of these conversations. I don't pertain to be an expert at anything. But I'm still, I'm not going to open my mouth unless I'm more than moderately educated on what I'm talking about.
So Hector Neris just pitched the 6th inning. I'm not real sure what that was all about, but
Well, I don't know.
At least he's not pitching the 9th inning.
Let's just say.
By the way, is our guest joining us tonight, or what happened? What's going on?
I haven't heard back from him. Yeah, I'm hoping we get him on because I'm really excited for that one. I already told you about that one. Cung so many different levels to so many different layers to that onion. I'm just really looking forward to that one. But real quick change gears here with basketball, man. I mean, like I said before, as we were coming on before I got cut off due to the weather here. NBA finals is kind of taking a little turn here. When we came off the air, we were, it was 2-0 Suns. We're coming back here a week later, 2-2 with 2-2. The game is starting here in about 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
What changed? I mean, we remember I said 6. I said 6 from the gate. But this series has completely taken a different turn. If you had to put your finger on something, what did the Bucks do, or what are the Suns not doing now?
I mean, listen, Game 3 changed a lot of things for the entire series. Booker obviously didn't play a lot. Ayton didn't play a lot. Anytime that one team has a player that outshoots the entire other team in free throws, it's a little bit, you can't blame the officiating. Giannis shot 17 free throws and the Phoenix Suns as a team shot 16. That's a little bit, things like that don't happen in every game of a series and they'll even themselves out. It helped Milwaukee. I'm not saying like it was like an intentional thing or anything. I'm not saying Tim Donaghy was in the building or anything, but that helps Milwaukee in Game 3 and those types of things even themselves out. And okay, like now you're in Phoenix. Maybe Phoenix has a game where they get, the majority of the calls because you're playing on your home court or whatever the case might be. I think it's going 7 games. I think Phoenix wins tonight. Milwaukee's going to win back in Milwaukee for Game 6, and we'll be back in Game Phoenix for Game 7. Probably next week at this time or Friday or Thursday, whatever it might be, because they're having. It seems like 2 days now, so like. Game 6 wouldn't be until Tuesday. So yeah, we'd probably Game 7 be next Friday and we'd be able to talk about it on Saturday as far as the results of the series.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to be that one either. Oh, the officiating, but like you said, man, you look at the stat sheet.
And then it was bad both ways in Game 4. I mean, it was bad both ways. Like, what were guys like? I have no idea what they were looking at. Like, yeah. Ray Charles and like Little Richard out there, or no, not Little Richard, not Little Richard, Stevie Wonder. Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder. Little Richard's enough. Little Richard can see. I didn't mean to disrespect Little Richard. One of the founding fathers of rock and roll or whatever the hell he is. Right? It's like, oh my God, I didn't mean to disrespect Little Richard. Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder out there. I mean, Game 4, officiating was bad. Devin Booker had like 8 fouls, right?
Literally, this is something me and Zach have been beating to death this front office. The fact that at any point in time in the last 10, 15 years, you haven't developed not one Latin American player is out of this. I can't.
I don't know if you saw this,
you
but
had
there's
to at least
breaking
gotten
news.
one. You can't get one? Not one.
There is breaking news. The Mets, Jacob deGrom is sidelined with forearm tightness. I don't know if you saw it. He's going to miss his next start.
And
Harper to right
as
center.
Bryce Harper just gets a deuce on the board.
There we go. Lead off double. That'll work. That'll boy. He's such a spark plug too. Like he's that guy for you, right? Like so.
As long as he's starting to get back up there, was he like batting like 280 now?
Which is, I mean, that's, listen, if he can hit 280, and he's getting hot now, he's going to be the guy that can carry you in the second half, right? And have a big second half here and, get this power number up, things like that. But if DeGrom forearm tightness, right? Like what does forearm tightness always lead to, Steven? That's always like you immediately start thinking Tommy John and things like that, right? Like if that shit progresses and get worse, that's always really scary. You hate to hear a pitcher with forearm tightness, right? He's going to miss his next start. Dude, if the Mets lose DeGrom for any extended period of time,
I mean,
now you almost have to go out and be aggressive.
Ball game, and I might have to eat some crow, and Zach might be wrong about the win total, but might be right the fact that they wind up winning the division. And I think that's a
then
fair
you
trade
you
you'll
almost
take.
have to go be aggressive at that point. Like you have no choice. You got to go at as much as you can because, just that's the way it goes if the Mets are having injury issues. I saw us connected to Byron Buxton. That's not well. I don't know why. I mean, I guess the Twins are just done with them. I don't really know what the deal is there, but Byron Buxton would be a guy. I mean, hell, you can't complain about a guy like that. Young kid, come in, like, see what the hell you can do. Okay, had never put it all together, but still young enough to put it all together.
I don't care what it is, as long as it's somebody that's going to help this team along down the stretch. And I'll say this much: I would like a back end arm, and and again, a back end, that closer bullpen guy, man.
Get me Kimbrel. I mean, even get me Craig Kimbrel, and I think it's a complete win. Because I don't want to be a beggar and a chooser, right? If you get me Kimbrel, I feel like, okay, wow, like that's one of the top names on the market. You got a back end of the bullpen guy.
I'm fine with that. I'll be fine with that.
Complain about, oh well, we didn't go get a starting pitcher too. I can't complain here. Like listen, what do you? And David, you can't have your cake and eat it too, right, Steven?
Yes, sir. But like I said, depends how the market winds up playing out. And David absolutely shows the man. In my opinion, he's the face of Major League Baseball. As Bryce, said, you can make an argument for Guerrero Jr., Tatis Jr. Other guys had opportunities over the last few years. Acuna Jr. is another one of these guys. Unfortunately, he's hurt. Oh, he poses a question here. How about this one? Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani are the greatest Angels baseball players of all time. I don't know, man. Like
they haven't even played in a playoff series yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, not just that, but like, I mean, you've had some pretty cool guys come out of there that are pretty. Jim Abbott is probably the first guy that I think comes to mind when I think
Nolan Ryan played for them, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly. Like
they had some good, and they had some great players on that World Series team in 2002. It was a good collection of good players. Darren Erstad's a really good player, right? They had
I mean, I would have to think
Ross was on that team, right?
I think what you would have to say is probably Trout and Shohei Ohtani are probably the greatest duo of stars that the Angels have had at the same time.
I mean, I don't know, statistically speaking, yes, they are. But I mean, it's just so weird, I guess, to judge that in baseball. Yeah, I guess they are. Yeah, I guess it's just weird to judge that in baseball when like
Bryce stole third.
They struggle to win anything.
I'm not gonna tear them down based on playoff wins right now or losses right now. I could say that I can't find a better tandem that I could pair. So, like I said, in his line of thinking, like I agree with your context that there's just so many other great players that played for the Angels. But I think in the lines of a duo, I don't think there has been. Like even in the LA period, probably you can go back to when you had McGuire and Canseco in Oakland. But like think of a duo in LA during in that area baseball.
Well, they had some good teams there in the late 2000s when they went to the playoffs.
They did.
Vlad Jr., Vlad Guerrero was on that team. There was a lot of
another guy was a good pitcher for them, like in the late 90s, early 2000s. Daly's in the house. What's up, Brian? How you feeling tonight, brother?
Hoskins just needs like a fly ball or something.
Oh yeah, because Bryce just stole. Get that run right now. But he's up 2-1, so we'll see what happens there. Should have took that. But yeah, Dave. We did talk about the Ryan Ellis deal to Fox. I think the interesting thing is that Nashville goes and turns around and dealt Nolan out to Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas is going to be dirty. I think Vegas is going to make a run at Ovechkin in the free agency this year too, and they're all of a sudden going to have a Stanley Cup, contenders.
Yeah, And
no,
there's
no,
a
no,
wasted
no.
at bat for freaking Reese.
Of course. It's full of wasted at-bats.
Daly's parking for NC. Have fun, brother. Be safe. Be safe. Without a doubt, there's no doubt that Otani's the best in the game right now. You know, not many can bat and pitch at the level that he is right now. Not sitting there saying he's, you know, best pitcher in baseball by any means. He's the star of the sport right now. No one can take that away from him. Ooh, Daly saying nope. He's staying in Washington. I don't know. I think I agree with Zach. He's leaving. I don't agree with the location. I think he's leaving. David's chiming in here. He thinks he's gonna go to Anaheim. I agree. He's leaving.
Of course.
I think he's done.
Of course, because
Washington.
Roscoe's a Ducks fan. Did David Roscoe tell you he's a Ducks fan? So of course he thinks that. Him and Daly are both a couple of Ducks fans. I believe, aren't the Knights owned by some type of Russian billionaire? Like, I'm pretty sure the Knights are owned by a Russian billionaire of sorts. Like, that's why I just think the whole connection there makes sense. Like, and Vegas is such like an international city in ways where, like, you know, you're gonna go live like a lifestyle like that, and like, you know, it's like when Gretzky went to LA, right? It's like, you know.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
I don't see any reason. Why does he keep signing? They already got their ring in Washington. Like, he doesn't have to stay there. He can go ring chasing.
He's already got it. Like, I think, like, if he does anything, it's probably they, you know, kind of see something to build his brain. So I agree with a place like Vegas could probably work. You know, even Dave's opinion.
It's going to be a big market, right? Like, I think like that. Yeah, I think we can do on that. Right? It's going to be something of a big market.
A big market, but I don't know if he wants to stay on the East Coast. That's what I'm
saying. I don't think he's going to go to New York or something like that. Just because of you know, out of respect for the Capitals. If he goes somewhere, you know, he could sign with, like, I wouldn't be shocked if he signed with like the Kraken or somebody like that. You know what I mean? And like, because they need a boost like that. It's not, you know, out in the West Coast and another national city like Seattle, and you know, that helps put asses in the seats and shit like that. But Colorado's not a bad one, Bryce. Yeah,
he does want to go before he retired, but I don't think he's quite done in the NHL yet, and I just think his time in Washington's over. I could be wrong. You could be right, Brian. And they don't get out of the inning without getting that run across. That's the end of the sixth inning, going into the seventh. But back to Ovi. I mean, I think he does wind up in Russia, but like I said, I do think he gives it another run with another team in the NHL. That's just my take. I could be wrong. We'll see how it plays out. I do think Ovi does go elsewhere. I don't think the playoff contender means anything. I think he, like I said, I think he's interested in going to a bigger market. I honestly do. Washington is not a good market at all. When we're talking anything, like if we're talking out of any of the major sports they have. I mean, the Redskins probably were considered a large market team. What, the 80s?
Right.
Part of the 90s, they try to keep it going, and then, you know, Dan Snyder took over and really ran that into the ground. But Washington I don't consider them a large market. That's kind of my thought on that one.
Sure, it's not about them still being a playoff contender, though, Daly. Like, that's not what it's about. Like, you know, like, could you hear me there a minute ago when I went out like that?
Yeah, I still heard you. You're good. Why you froze up again?
But I'm trying to do multiple things over here. Like, I don't want to just stay on the screen. You know what I mean? I'm trying to go outside. I want to make sure if I go like to other web pages, I don't.
What else? I just told you, Daly. Like, dude, like, do you not see building your brand?
It's fun to go build your brand somewhere else sometimes, right? Like, it's fun to be like, what else? What else can he accomplish in Washington? Nothing. So why not leave and go see what you could do somewhere else and what other type of stuff you can do? You know, just it's like a personal challenge sort of thing. Like, okay, like I've done everything I can do here. Go have some fun somewhere else, you know. I mean, it's happened throughout sports plenty of times done his name. Very few times
we
guys.
We got a MD guy in the house right here, and Hardy's flat out are not a large market sports town. Thank you.
Who?
They got one of our friends in the chat here. You know.
Okay.
I agree with that. I do agree with that aspect. That really hurt the Redskins. And I'm still calling them the Redskins, even though they're going to be named. They're the Washington football team, and they're going to be named another team in 2022. Would you take a gander if you were Dan Snyder? What would you name this team at this point in time?
I would go with the team. What's the team from the Replacements with Keanu Reeves?
I already said that's a great name. The great
that's the one.
Sentinels.
Nobody
has a name called the Sentinels.
Like at this point, that's
in any sport, in any major sport team is not called the Sentinels. Why would you not take that?
Yeah, at this point, it's so perfect.
I mean, dude, you could go with the colors too. You're Washington, red, white, and blue. That thing, do it.
I don't. You got the Nationals that play there. Right, for baseball, right? The Wizards. So I don't know if they would do anything to try to play off of any of that. But I mean, it just don't get too cute. The Sentinels is such a perfect. It's just a perfect opportunity to do something like that, right?
I'm just saying, man. I don't know if there's a trademark against it or something like that. Why a major team has it?
Well, there was
that.
There was a story that it came out about it a year ago when they announced they're first going to become the Washington football team. And this is brilliant by this guy, but some dude, some millionaire guy, I guess they're in the DC area, built up every possible trademark that seemed to be able to go with the Washington, and a name they could possibly have. So any of them, the Senators, anything like that, he just bought them all, and he had the trademark to him. So if Washington wanted to name their team that, they had to come back and pay for it.
He's coming back with our Obi argument that with social media, you can be anywhere and build your brand to a point. He's an international hockey player trying. And when you look at hockey is probably third or fourth when you look at major sports in the United States. So if we're talking about we are trying to build a brand in North America, I think it does make a difference where you are. Yes, social media does help, but I think it does make a difference in that aspect. And he wants to get this one out there. He wants to throw his name into it at the Capital Force. I don't know. I'm sticking with this. The Washington Sentinels, please. Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to go the Washington Senators, like the old school baseball team, I think that's cool too. You know what I mean? Because it's again the nostalgic, it's coming from somewhere. You got an old school baseball team, the Washington Senators, that would be cool. But I'm not sure
commercially here in the States. He is built worldwide though.
The Senators moved to Minnesota, became the Twins, I believe. So I'm not sure exactly if the Twins still have the trademarks to any of that or what the deal would be with all that. But that one's not bad. But I mean, I guess there's plenty you could go with. But the Sentinels, just for me personally, would be
I don't think we can take. I agree. We can't take the Senators' name.
You can't take the Senators. What did you say?
Yeah, you can't take the Senators' name. No.
Why not? Why not?
Eating that one to death, dude. Let's get some fresh blood in there, dude. I mean, I'm definitely for it not being another animal or warrior or something to that. Dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got it coming from somewhere. It's just like I mean, you're reaching back into the sports history of the town and bringing back something that at one point, hey, that was a very that was a popular baseball team at the time. There, it is something where you could brand yourself. I don't think it's disrespectful. And it's not like anybody's talking about bringing back the Washington Senators as a baseball team anytime soon. They had their chance. They named them the Washington Nationals. So, he's building more of a championship resume. And sometimes
if I was him, he's
only been able to do. You can only accomplish so much, in a certain place. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you have to. It has to be fair to say he's probably one of the biggest stars since Wayne, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but that brand just continues to build when he goes out to someplace. Say he wins a champion. Say he goes to Vegas and wins a championship there. and he's the main reason why. He's the main
you're
face
looking
of
at it
those
like this.
championship.
Yeah, like you're looking at it like his brain was already
yet.
built. Like, all right, like look how much LeBron has built himself over the last few years since he went out to LA.
Could he have built that entire brand if he stayed in Cleveland his whole career? Probably not. He had to get to places like Miami and LA.
All right, like and you already and me and you we're already clanning on him off the air, and we're gonna touch on LeBron in a minute because you're gonna lead me right into that just because we're going into that. But he's one of these few athletes that's about to be a billionaire off the court.
Yep.
Like everyone talks about, like everyone's contract. What like he's like between like everything else that us making fun of the Space Jam movie, which we'll get to it in a minute as well. McDonald's clowning him with putting his bald spot on the toy. That's great work, McDonald's. Keep going with that stuff. But on the for real side of things, he is at, I think his net worth off the court is $700 million. So he's almost a billionaire in that aspect. He wouldn't have done that if he stayed in Cleveland. And you could tell me I'm wrong or whatever. Listen, dude, LeBron is a lot of things. He's polarizing. He's brought a lot of people to basketball and outside of things. He's done a lot of great things outside of it too. But I mean, come on.
And we can talk as much shit about his movies, like, his movies suck this or whatever. But great. His movie can suck all he wants, and the movie doesn't have to be good. The movie's going to probably still make $200 million because you're going to have a bunch of fucking 7-year-olds that are going to go watch it because their parents are going to take them because it's got Bugs Bunny and everything fucking else in it, right? Like, it's brilliant. It's going to make money for the next 20, 30, 40 years. And as much as the movie sucks and I don't want to watch it, I saw one preview and I was like, this is going to be awful. How do you spend He's been talking about making a Space Jam remake for like 5 years. How do you spend 5 years talking about making something and then when you make it, it absolutely sucks? Like, I mean, you go talk about this for 5 years.
I'm gonna do the con for you. I seen this this tweet. I forget who it was from. So I apologize to whoever this was basically going on the side that us 30 and 40-year-old grown-ups need to stay in their lane. This movie was made for kids. It's gonna be silly. It's gonna be goofy. Excuse me, sir. The reason why the kids are now watching it is because we watched it. Regardless of how big LeBron is, it's because we watched it. That's why they're going.
The animation, just everything about it, it just all looks
like
it
the
just
overall
looks like
production
feels
bad.
Half-ass effort. Like it just all looks terribly put together. Like it's just bad.
And
see, I completely disagree with Taylor there.
It will be the Red Hawk. I would have no problem with that either. Red Hawk.
That's cool. That's a good one too.
I said I want to stay away from the animals, but I might. We don't have anything like that, so
that was another name I believe that the guy trademarked and that that Washington would have to go pay to get. But that's a good one too. Yeah, I'm with that one. That one's all right. But I
agree with that too. He's gonna break Gretzky's record, go back to Russia and quit.
Probably. So you go somewhere like Vegas where it's an international city, right? A place where it's a huge market and it's an international city, and you're in the spotlight even more than you would be otherwise, and do it there. I mean, I don't know. Just his comparison to say that Crosby, Crosby. Well, Crosby's a bitch. Crosby will do whatever he wants to, because he wants to be loved by everybody there in Pittsburgh. Like he needs that. Ovechkin don't need anybody's love. He don't need anybody's attention. He don't give a damn. He's gonna go do what he wants to do. Fuck the Capitals. Fuck their fan base. Fuck whatever anybody in that organization thinks. He don't care. Crosby cares about everybody's opinion because Crosby's a little fucking.
All right, so on my LeBron point, I guess I have set him off. I have set him off.
Jankowski with a base hit. This kid, what a good bench player this kid is, huh?
So far, so good, right? Now, listen, I'm with you on that. I wasn't happy with the decision and how that was all done, and then Kevin Durant's way of his way of going about that whole thing, and we've seen it play out now a couple times. How's that any different than what we did here in Philadelphia in the process?
All right. And I'm going to have to sit here and completely disagree with V.E. How would we say his whatever that handle is? sell your soul. I mean, LeBron built charter schools in the Cleveland area, and he's literally paying for kids to be able to get an education that otherwise wouldn't be able to. I mean, listen, I can say what, we can say whatever we want about the guy, the shit that he said, he kind of makes himself look silly and shit like that. He's put his money, he puts his money to good use. He's not just one of these dudes out here like, he's going to be a billionaire. Yeah, well, he's a billionaire that's building schools and sending inner city children to school and giving them better opportunities than they otherwise would have had. I'm never going to bash that. Sit here and say, well, he sold his soul. Who did he sell his soul to? He's a billionaire that's, instead of having a pissing contest with other billionaires about going to space, he's actually building schools and trying to make a difference with it. Good for him.
And like I said, I'll bury him about a lot of things, but he does a lot of good, off the court, in communities, in his own communities, outside of it. Like, listen, I tear him apart for a lot of things. And he does stick his nose in mouth in the situations he shouldn't sometimes. Sure. Saying the wrong things. But guess what? That's our right as Americans sometimes. And I might not agree with his opinion or how he goes about it, but I'll damn well let him have his right to speak it from time to time. So. And I'm always, go ahead, Brad. Over the head. No, damn it. It died. I'm always going to support. Yeah, like famous people have a platform, right? People say whatever they want about famous people. But this goes right into my point. I don't agree exactly with how he goes about everything. Think Benny's Nation. I don't agree with it because he does talk out both sides of his mouth when it comes to a lot of things. He does that with a lot of shit. But again, regardless of the charter, it ain't about what he says. It's but I don't care what he's saying. I can see the results of what's going on in inner cities like Cleveland and Akron, where he's building those charter schools, right? And it ain't no secret. You see all the. You can see the stories about the difference that it's making. It's that's going to be his Mamba Academy, right? Like just like Kobe had the Mamba Academy, and he was trying to build that and make that his post basketball legacy. That's probably what LeBron's going to try to do, with all these charter schools, and it's, we'll see. I mean, it's hopefully, if everything goes right when you're one of these famous people, what you do like post career, will help. That's supposed to be better for your legacy than anything you could have done as an athlete, right? Like, so like the idea of like what Kobe could have done with his Mamba Academy could have, completely like, just overwhelmed anything, and everything that he did in his basketball career would be like, wow, he did a lot in his basketball career. Yeah, well, what's that say about what he's did, away from the court? And unfortunately, we'll never get to see what happened and the end results of that. But that's what LeBron's going for. By the time he's 80 years old and you're saying, oh, LeBron James, we're going to talk more about his charter schools and all that than you ever would his basketball career. I think that's the end, that's the long-term end goal with that. Whether that happens or not, we'll see. But, I'm not going to knock the guy for trying to have a vision of that kind. Good. I want famous people with a lot of money to have a vision like that. Well, that's exactly what a guy like him would do, because it's like, no, F that.
Sure you can. Charter school's all about school choice. What are you talking about? Charter school, like that's literally an example of school choice. Like what he's talking about with school choice is saying that like parents don't have the ability to pick and choose. Like, Steven, you've got a 9-year-old, right? Say you don't like the school district that your son is districted into and has to go to. School choice would be the idea that you could drive him 30 minutes to a school in a different town, to Cherry Hill or whatever, because you like their school district better, so you send him to school there. That's school choice. Well, that's exactly what charter schools are. That's, I've got, we're creating extra more choices for your kids as far as schools go. I don't understand what you're saying here, dude. I think you've got this backwards. There's a lot of things to rip him with. That's not one of them.
Yeah, but but I mean, I think it's the saying of like tearing it down in general, just bashing charter schools in period.
Well, he's saying that. I mean, according to this, he's saying he bashed school choice and he opens up his own charter school. Well, yeah, that's what somebody would do if you're not a fan of the way that system works in this country. Then one of the things you could do to kind of like as an option for it is open up a charter school, and then you say, okay, I'm not a fan of the fact that kids are forced to go to a certain public school. I've got a charter school that they can go to if they'd like to instead.
Yeah, but what's the charter school mean? Like, even if you put all that stuff together, it's great. It's a great facility and everything like that, but you don't have the proper teachers. You have great supplies and everything like that.
Well, then he would deserve blame for it, right? Because it's his money.
It's nothing without the proper teachers. Sure,
and that would then he would deserve blame, sure, because it's his money, right? And he's the one that's supposed to be funding this and setting it all up. So then, yeah, sure. But I don't, From what we're hearing about it, it's made a huge difference in Cleveland and Akron and those parts of Ohio where he opened up those, and first started that whole thing when he was playing in Cleveland during the championship run. So if we're to believe, what we're told by the people that live in those areas live in that area of the country and say they can see the impact, that it's made, until I hear otherwise, I'm going to leave that side of the conversation out of it. I'll bash him for all the other shit he actually deserves to be bashed for.
All right. What is good, Eagles on the Texas podcast? All right, so we're getting asked about the Ellis shirt again. Listen, I'm absolutely happy with the decision. We got out of the Nolan Patrick thing, with we get a guy like Ellis, and I think a lot of us have been clamoring for no, we need some more help on D. You didn't lose a real big name to go get a guy like him. I say that's a win.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick, a lot of people are upset about it. I guess I'm not like a Flyers fan enough to really care one way or another, but you got a top defenseman.
I mean, like, dude, I get
so,
Nolan Patrick was a guy that the team was high on, the city was high on, but it hasn't really kind of come to fruition. You don't really want to wait around to see what's going on, but you got a few years left with G. You have to take the opportunity to run with that. I guess we got some NBA Finals questions here. Not sure who this one is. I mean, listen, the Bucks general manager is about to get whatever he wants basically for Damian Lillard right now. So as bad as he is, he's about to come into a lot of assets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Myers was a fun guy, but was he I get that, being upset about that.
You got one of the best defensemen in hockey. I don't understand what any of these I can't believe we gave up that guy. I can't believe you're.
All right, now this is going back to Zach reasoning with me a few weeks ago when we were talking about the Damian Lillard trade, and I'm saying it's either Thibault or Maxey. He's like just if that's what it takes, so what? I was like, if they're taking that means you're keeping one of your first round picks in the next few years, so you'll be able to replace Thibault anyway. Why are we getting upset about this? We have one of the best defensemen in hockey behind one of the best upcoming goalies in the league, and you have a fairly decent defensive core there. So, I mean, I don't get what we're so upset about right now. Did I miss something?
No, but I mean, this is, in this fan base, we want to have our cake and eat it too.
Yes,
constantly.
We definitely do. I'm one of them. Guilty as fucking charged. I'm talking about having my cake and eating it too, man. Like, dude, you see the UFC's women's flyweight titles getting put back on the line. Our former guest here, Lauren Murphy, is going to be fighting Valentina Shevchenko. I think it's either the end of September or August. I forget which one it is.
Nice. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting there saying that you don't, but it's one of the things what we're saying about a lot of the fans. It's like we hold on to that guy. We holding on to that guy for what reason? Why are we holding on to him?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is, Steven.
I mean, there have probably been other guys that might have been more upset. Maybe some of the younger guys that you felt that still had some upside or whatever. I'm not holding anyone on that team at this point in time, but just because that you need to get better quick because you're running out of time with some of these guys, and you might have to get to the point where you're going to have to do some deeper diving, so to speak. I guess we're getting some opinions on the poll question. I guess we'll bring that one back up there since we got some of the run back to some baseball. Shohei Ohtani being the face of Major League Baseball is great despite pundits' criticism. And, back to the comment there. We'll see, man. Like I still, like I said, we're breaking it down in general, but I mean, what are your thoughts on Jimmy J here? Or did I lose you, Mr. Burr? I think I did lose him. Oh, what's up, Colin? All right, yeah. All right, wait.
Do you
Is
have
Mr.
me?
Burr back? Yep, he's back.
Okay. See, that's what happened. I was worried about I was going to go out there for a minute.
Yeah, you went out there for a minute. I was all right though. But I guess our giveaway winner got his jersey. So
Nice.
appreciate you tuning in. Glad you got that. Let me know. Let me know when you throw a little couple pictures up. Let the fam know what you got. I also threw a couple extra cards in there for him too, a couple stickers as well. So appreciate the love, Colin. So his concern is the staff because every defenseman on this team regressed this past year. Did you feel that they regressed, or did you just feel that they were it was just a bad year?
Well, they just stunk. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't watch them enough to know if they've regressed or not, but I know they weren't any good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know they definitely weren't any good. So. Yeah, you Flyers junkies would have to tell me, you'd have a better chance of telling me whether or not they've regressed or what the deal was there, but they definitely weren't good.
This is the fight you wanted to stay with the women's strawweight fight that you want to stay away from.
What happened?
This is that the women's fight coming on right now, the one you want to stay away from. The Rahazat Kijana Ruiz and the Manalumos fight. And he's frozen again. Oh, the internet is playing with us today.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear you.
You hear me?
I hear you. You're just frozen like this. Mr. Burr.
So I have to be on this page for you to see me.
Yeah, Colin. That's actually Karabata Haro. Yeah, she's been on here once. I think she's gonna be on next month. She has fought for Combatas America. She's a Bellator fighter now. So
Yeah, how about I just put my camera out, and that way we don't have to worry about me freezing. As long as you can hear me, we're good.
yeah, I mean, I can deal with that. I mean, if you can deal with it. But yeah, I mean, Colin hooked him up with the concussion card and the some extra goodies that she threw me when I got some signed cards off her a few months ago. Never came, and then I guess she sent me some extra ones.
She sent you extra ones.
What? Well, there was a reason you should have stayed. I'd have been dead wrong.
What happened?
That was probably the oddest stoppage I've seen in a while.
What happened?
Oh crap! Amanda Lumos won first round TKO or KO. I don't know how you put that as a TKO, technical one. I mean, yeah. I clipped her with a right, clipped her with a left. She drops. Ref goes to stop it, but as he goes to stop it, like I guess when Lemos went to go get on get on top of her to throw punches, she completely rolled out of the position back up to her feet and went back the circle around the cage. And the ref's waving the fight off like, no. She's like, what? I'm standing up there. What do you mean? So Could be. Could be a bit stoppage. Don't know. We'll see. You there, Mr. Burr, or you're frozen in silence? I think he's frozen in silence, people.
I guess you couldn't hear me.
Now
you can hear me.
you. I couldn't hear you.
Okay.
You got anything? What's up?
Well, we're watching a lot of things right now. We got some prop bets on the finals.
Yeah.
So
what did you actually bet? What were your bets then?
Well, my bet for the UFC fight was ruined after Figueiredo didn't end it before it got the decision.
After Figueiredo, you knucklehead.
That's what that fucking expert, the UFC expert picks told me to fucking do.
I told you Daniel Rodriguez won.
I had him. I had all the guys you told me, and then
told you Islam and Misha. I don't know why you went after the
because that was part of the parlay. That was part of what would elevate the parlay into what it needed to be, Steven. I went with all the picks that you had told me. But I asked you about that one, and you said that one was good too. You definitely didn't say the Canadian guy was going to fucking win.
It was a good fight, but now can Gordon decide to use this wrestling? If you listen to me about taking Alan, Bedouin, I think he had a second round TKO. If you listen to me there, you got some more fun there. But hey. But Don has a question for us. So
Don has a question.
So if we named the face of MLB, who's the face of the UFC right now? Obviously, you have Khabib just retired. Conor McGregor is no longer, the star of the UFC, nor should he be after. Actually, no. Real quick before I touch on that one, Don, then I'm gonna circle back to that. Yeah, the nonsense that Conor McGregor pulled after breaking his leg, which absolutely unfortunate. Absolutely had a microfracture before he walked in that cage. I don't care what anyone has to say that it happened in the cage is out of their mind. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. Never seen a leg break like that, almost with no contact before. And then some of the nonsense that the nonsense that came out of his mouth afterwards, the verbal threats in the cage, the pictures posted of Dustin and his family and his kids that were later deleted after the fact. There is absolutely no place in that in this sport for that stuff. That stuff died 30 years ago. So that being said, I mean, would you say
Conor did his thing, right? Conor does what he does, right?
Or is it Israel Adesanya? Is it is it Amanda Nunes? I would love for it to be Amanda Nunes because no one gave her the love that she deserved. They built the division for Chris Cyborg, and Chris absolutely was deserving of it. But that being said, John Jones has been the face of it for quite some time. It was Anderson Silva for the longest time. Kamaru Usman could be a guy in the future. Dustin Poirier is a guy. Steve Mio, which is a guy going down. Is it still John Jones?
That's
a rough one because we all know what John has done outside the cage. Take that out of consideration. Take it completely out of consideration. What he has done inside the octagon.
Right. Yeah.
Now, granted, he hasn't been very exciting the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, I'm waiting for some of our Philly stars to ascend and take their rightful spots in the promotion. You know, we got a bunch of them coming in there over the next few years. So, you know, like I said, come on, Usman for now, I guess.
You think that's who it is for right now? It's Usman.
I mean, unless you wanted to say it's Francis Ngannou.
I wouldn't. I'm not educated enough on it to speak on it, Steven. So.
But see, I think it's like if we're gonna take John Jones out of the fact just because of who he is as a person, not who he is as a fighter, then fine, I'll say Israel Adesanya.
Right.
Could be Derek Lewis in a year if he turns it around. Derek Lewis is a bona fide star right now, without a belt. Tell me he's not. Tell me you do not. Tell me not 90% of the people who tune into combat sports in North America tune in to watch Derek Lewis fight. And the only reason I haven't named him is because he hasn't won a belt, and that's what everyone kind of looks at. Like I said, there's guys, like I said, in the state of PA that fight in the UFC that will be stars and or champions within the next 5 years. I keep trying to tell people this. Got a bunch of them. A couple at 70, one at 45. There should be one at 85 coming soon. You guys will find out about. But what are your thoughts? The Conor McGregor thing. I've explained it to you, right? That the antics afterwards, like, all right, I get it being upset about, you know, the whole nine, but
I told you last week, right? Like, he reminds me of Mike Tyson coming out of jail.
Oh, yeah,
like, that's what he reminds me of.
He
reminds me of a guy that's like, I'm still the baddest man on the planet, and we all know you're not. And the only person you're trying to convince of this is yourself. And everybody else knows you're just, you know, a shell of what you used to be, but you've got to figure it out the hard way. And that's where he's at. He's in that stage of his career.
Now, he's got some serious soul searching to do. He's got, you know, 10 to 12 months before he could see combat again. But I'll go revisit Don's question. And you know, Benny brought in Amanda Nunes. Now, there are two girls who fight in the UFC who fight in lower weight classes that also should get that attention too. International fighters, Valentina Shevchenko and Rose Namajunas. Rose has won that title multiple times. Been an underdog both times. Both times was told that she was going to have the octagon absolutely wiped with her with the champion she was challenging, and went in there and slayed the dragons both times. Two different ones. It wasn't the same fighter. She first beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and then she beat Wei Zhang. So now I don't know if we're ready to say that a female's ready to be the face of the UFC, but I think the three that we named here tonight, Amanda, Valentina, and Rose, all should have their claim to be one of the stars in that sport. I gave you three lists of men too as well. So that's the problem with the UFC. Just it varies because what do you sit there and say would make them the face? Because the UFC isn't just here in the United States. It's globally. It's all over the world. It's just, you know, Brazil, over in the UK, Japan, Australia. Like we have fighters from all over the world. So who's to sit there and say what will be the face? The face was real easy to tell who the face of the company was 10 years ago. Now, as much as you have talent coming in, that's almost impossible anymore. I gave you guys a list. You gonna give me something to argue back? What about you, Zach?
Well, I think as far as the faces go, like it's all about it is all about how you're building, you know, everything that you do, right? So Connor was the face for a while, but you can't call him the face now. Like it's just not a thing. So I mean, I don't really know who the face is. I guess you have multiple guys where you hear their name, you go, oh yeah, I know who that guy. You know, he's really good. You know what I mean? But maybe you could go back and say that a guy like Chuck Liddell, like, you know, Tito Ortiz, all these old school, like they're still technically the faces of UFC because they helped build all this into what it is.
Yeah, but they've both or most
do you
of
have
them
a current
been
face?
out
I mean,
of top level contention for more than 5 to 6 years now at this point in time.
I guess you go with Nunez, right? The women's fighter, the best women's fighter in the world, right? And you're like, all right, like she's that badass, right? Nobody's ever beat her type of thing. But you know, like it's hard because you had a couple like McGregor would have been the obvious choice when he was still winning championships, right? But he's not.
Yep.
So
and I know not a lot of people are a big fan of Aljamain Sterling, but like he's another guy that you're gonna have to think of if he successfully defends this win after the title after this controversial win. He's another guy could be a star in the making. He has that charisma and flair to kind of do that. You know, granted, he's a bantamweight, he's a 135-pound fighter. It's rough.
right, yeah, that's. I mean,
and then like you
even
even look at guys guys that you know the UFC does want to potentially push and make the face of them. Even at that lightweight division, you take Conor out of that picture, you still have Justin Gaethje, you still have the Michael Chandlers of the world. Dan Hooker's still a fun guy too.
Is there truth to the idea that like when you see a guy, like you immediately know whether this guy's got what it takes to be the face of the sport or not? You know what I'm saying? Type of thing.
I don't know if but when Conor was kind of thrust in that position, you didn't know he was the guy. Like you just know he had a ton of potential and was really exciting to fight, and he brought other things to it that made you exciting. Like I think we're like being like sitting there saying this guy could be the face. I don't sit there and say that I look at any fighter, male or female, when they're in a training room, say this guy or girl could be the face of the UFC. I would sit there and say that this guy or girl could potentially be the best fighter in their weight class in the world. Is probably what I would say. I think being the face of the UFC is kind of not the same thing. That means you're the most popular MMA fighter in the biggest MMA promotion. That's what that means. That means you're probably the most taken care of athlete in your weight division in your sport. That's probably what I would say. Is the face of the UFC that makes you the best fighter in the world? I don't think so. I think Conor McGregor proven that. Ronda Rousey proven that, right? And both of them did absolutely tremendous things for the sport. Can't take that away, right? Mr. Bird. Are you tuned into some basketball or baseball right now? Is that why you ignoring me?
I'm not ignoring you, as much as I'm checking different scores and things like that. I'm here, but my camera, I'm having internet problems as far as my camera connection goes, so I don't want to freeze up. So that's why I keep bringing the camera out. As long as you can hear me, that's what I'm worried about, you hearing me. I'm also watching Devin Booker just yam on people and get fat. Like he's like, dude, this kid. Did you see he just yammed on Giannis and got the foul and went to the line?
I'll say this much. We were talking. Oh, tie ball game.
Now you're frozen on me, Steven, and I can't see you.
Tie ball game.
Phillies game. Good Lord.
That's a 390-foot home run. Ready for extra innings?
I guess I hate the fucking extra innings.
Oh man, I think I'm with you. I think I'm gonna stick to MMA and basketball for right now because we got the fight that you wanted to stay away from. Jeremy Stevens and Gangrat.
No, I think I had betted on that one. I
Oh,
took Gamrot.
Oh yeah, go.
Yeah. I took all the ones you told me to take. The only one that I just they in order to like up the parlay, make it like a plus like 1,000 thing, I had to take Figueredo to finish it. In
See,
like
that's what
you
threw
know,
you off is if
like,
you threw
not
the
go the
parlay,
distance.
and that's how you.
And that was like, and that was still like a minus 200 favorite. Like that wasn't like a bad bet. But
Yeah.
I asked you if he was going to win. You said he was. You said
now,
Figueredo
let's do it
was
like
going
this.
to win.
Let's do it like this because we we've been on and off on basketball. Most of the night. We're good. Most of the way through the first quarter, Phoenix up 27-16. Is there any chance this series sees 7?
Oh yeah, I think it's going 7 games at this point. Sure.
Oh, you think it's completely
Absolutely,
changed?
I think it's going 7 games.
You're off on where Phoenix had that edge early, and it's done now, right? That aura's gone, right?
Yeah, that's a why is this a foul on Devin Booker?
That's why he was like, huh?
Look at the officiating. It's a good box out. Come on. I need Chris Paul assists and Devin Booker points and Aton rebounds. That's what we're going for.
But Chris Paul has kind of disappeared, has he not?
I mean, he didn't.
He did what? You're gone.
Game 1. I thought games 2 and 3, he just controlled everything very well, trying to be like the guy that kind of like, controls the ebbs and flows of the game. You're still frozen, by the way.
Well, you were just frozen too, so. You're not frozen now.
Oh, perfect. Well, my camera was off, so look at these Phoenix fans are fucking crazy.
Why are they crazy? You're sitting there saying these Phoenix fans are crazy. Why is that?
Yeah, you saw the guy that was dressed in that suit in Milwaukee with the only dude there that was the Phoenix fan. Now look at these people in the front row of the game. Like the one dude's counting dollar bills. Look, he's counting hundreds. Like Giannis is shooting free throws, and this dude's counting $100 bills in the front row as the fans are counting.
I had to post this. It was so fitting to what you're talking about. Green Bucks, Orange Suns. Oh man.
Hey, Giannis, that was goaltending, wasn't it? Yeah. I hit the basket. I hit the backboard. That's goaltending.
A little bit.
No, he got it before it hit the backboard. Wow, that's clean.
Now, the other side of this is that we didn't get to discuss either while we were talking basketball was what? The men's U.S. Olympic basketball team looks like it's going to fail in Tokyo, correct?
Yeah, I mean, they're really bad. It's just really bad.
Like, when was the last time you seen an Olympic team that bad?
Never. Not since they stopped. Not since before pros played. You know what I mean?
Rough.
I mean, it's definitely to a point where I mean, the dude from San Antonio, Alton Johnson or whatever, playing on the team is just ridiculous. This is the best USA basketball can do at this point, really. Holy hell. No wonder we're fucked. No wonder we're losing to Nigeria and Australia. Matisse Thybulle's a better player than half the players on the USA team.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, don't act like he's not.
These poor Phillies.
See, stupid camera.
Hurting us. These poor Phillies are hurting our soul right now.
You know, always bet against the Phillies late in the game.
I know, right? There's a parlay that they'll give up runs late. You should probably take it.
Absolutely.
Well, haven't heard anything back from Cung, so I guess that's a no go for tonight. We'll have to reach
I guess so.
and see when I can reach. That sucked, man. I want to talk to him about some of that stuff he has going on right now. So we'll see.
NBA fun, man, dude. I thought Phoenix was going to win tonight. I didn't think they were going to dominate like this. Good Lord. They are sticking it to Milwaukee right now.
And what's the one on that one?
32-16 right now. Phoenix is winning.
We'll see.
They've just come out and absolutely dominated the first quarter. They got this Chris Paul commercial with his kids. It's annoying as hell. I'm not gonna lie. I hate Chris Paul's kids now. I hate Chris Paul's kids. Like the fact that they're in a commercial during the NBA Finals annoys me.
What, the Bucks or the Suns? Which one annoys you? You didn't say. Mr. Burr. Oh, Zachary, where are you?
I can hear you, but dude, your voice is way down. Like your voice is way down.
Can you hear me or what?
Yeah, but it's hard to make you out sometimes because it's like you're really, really quiet.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, but I can't. But you're still not moving. Like on my screen, you're still not moving. This is really sad. I apologize to all the people.
Yeah, I know, right? Do you want to try to wrap this one up and try again next week when the weather is a little bit more permitting?
Dude, your screen is going green and shit. It's fucking crazy.
Like I said, do you want to try to put a bow on this one and try again next week when the weather is more permitting?
Well, absolutely. I mean, if that's what you want to do, Steve. I mean, yeah, I know you're disappointed because we don't have a guest now, and we've kind of talked about everything.
I mean, we can still talk some fights, but if me and you are like it keeps freezing up and locking one or the other of us out, it's just yeah.
Who's this guy that's dancing on the UFC in the octagon?
That's the Pearson kid.
Okay, you think he's gonna win?
Nah, I like this. I like both of these ones, but this is Daniel Rodriguez.
Okay, so you got Rodriguez, of course.
Well, like I said, dude, the Pearson's is no joke. I think he's like 9-2.
Oh damn!
But
it's gonna be a good fight then, or at least it should be.
14-2.
I can't believe you don't have the finals on.
You're saying you don't surprised that you don't have the finals on coming from the MMA guy. Got you.
Dude, the one dude's hurt, and then Bobby Portis just tripped over him and sprained his ankle. Oh, Bobby Portis hit him with an elbow. Oh, damn. Why is that not an offensive foul? God. That should definitely go. He hit him with a Shaq elbow. One of those sledgehammer shots to the face.
Oh, man.
That's a foul, dude. Why didn't they call that? It's like when a dude knees somebody when he's already down in a UFC fight. Like,
Oh, no.
such an obvious, should be an obvious
The
call.
first minute or so, Parson looks pretty good.
Yeah. First high scoring first quarter, 32-21. Devin Booker just hit it like a Kobe turnaround fadeaway on Giannis. This is good stuff, Steven.
And we got they're still filling each other out in the first minute and a half here.
What happened?
I said Rodriguez and Parsons are still just filling each other out the first minute and a half here, trading unsuccessful, takedown
Yeah, I see
shots.
the dude with the tattoos. He looks scary, but damn, like you don't look like you'd want to fight him. That's for damn sure.
Looks ain't always everything, especially in MMA.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Sometimes some of the most unassuming guys in the world are some of the most dangerous men on the planet. So Parsons looks like he has Rodriguez uncomfortable right now. He's not letting him set up on anything.
Aton with the block.
All right, let me hop back over to some basketball since that's what you're doing right now. So we'll be on the same page real quick. Like his 15 seconds or so, 37-21. Milwaukee's eating it right now. And Book just put up a brick.
Booker didn't get it. Damn.
Yeah, he put up a brick. And that's how that.
Oh, damn, he's slugging away at him, isn't he? Smack him. Yo, he's throwing him around like a rag doll, Steven.
That he is.
Damn. Fucking him up right now. Your pick ain't too good.
I know, right? Like I said, Parsons looks really good right now. Oh. Just got hit with the 1-2. Let's see how that. About a minute and a half to go.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh!
Fucking up. It's over.
Yep. There's the end of it. First round TKO.
So much for that play. This is the last time I ever listened to you when it comes to any of this nonsense, Steven.
What are you talking about? Parsons was looking good. What happened is, you see what happened, right? He started breathing out of his mouth. That gas takes out everything's all fine and dandy when it's good. Once the lungs started burning, you start breathing out your mouth. These guys put that pressure on you, and he just got hit with a simple 1-2, clipped him. Boom, the left hand hit him. And show it again. Left hand knocks him back. I'll be happy if it was the left hand that wound up doing it. Is it? Got to give love for the southpaws. Put him away with the left. Yep. Got on top of him last few before referee Mike Beltran came in and put that away. What's up with these guys and them lazy kicks getting them messed up, man? Look what happened. Look like Parsons just threw a lazy kick, trying to keep that distance between them. Rodriguez checked it real quick, came in with the 1-2, hurt him. Hit him with another big left, curled him up, put him against the side of the cage, and pounded him away until Mr. Beltran said no more. So wait, you're telling me you didn't pick Rodriguez? Is that what you're telling me now? Yes, that is what Mr. Burr was telling me because he's no longer with us. I'll give him a minute to see if he comes back here. He doesn't get back here. I'll wrap this one up. No, here he is.
No, I did bet on Rodriguez. I don't know what just happened there. I did bet on Rodriguez. Like I told you, I bet on him because you told me to. But,
yes.
My parlay ended when Figueredo didn't knock somebody out. So, fuck that. But still, Figueredo still could have knocked him out, and I would have went with your Rodriguez pick, and it wouldn't have worked. He got his ass kicked. So, again, last time I listened to you, Steven.
Trying to mess with them parlays, man.
Damn, look. Yeah, he knew right here. He was fucked up. He's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
I told you, never mix.
Look at it. Like Rodriguez's mouth is closed, right? You look at Parsons, when he's breathing out of his mouth like that, it's over.
You get your ass kicked like that. Like
I said, and he looked good the first few minutes of that fight, right?
Yeah, I mean, he looked good, but fuck, that ain't no joke. Never mess with the guy with the tattoos. You want to try to wrap it up here at 45?
Yeah, let's wrap things up here at 45 since we keep freezing because all I see is you kind of. Oh man, that sucks. We're gonna get off of here before the Jeremy Stevens end.
Oh, you missed it.
What?
I was doing that just for you.
I know. I seen. Thanks. You and that we got to get you your corn butterer. Maybe that'll help you out there.
You saw that? Did you see that post?
Yeah, I seen it.
Oh God,
you freaking goofball. But
yeah,
before we have any more technical difficulties tonight, I'm sorry for anyone who was tuning in for Cung. I'm gonna try to get that rescheduled. See what happened with that. Obviously, it wouldn't have been too great considering all our between my internet, Zach's internet, it would have not went over well. So I guess the weather guys, the radio guys decided that. Not tonight, young sir. You can sit down tonight. As always, appreciate everyone in the chat. Don, Benny, Colin. Bryce. The rest of the A2D fam. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We actually got 2 guests already lined up. Hopefully that sticks. We'll let you guys know what's going on with Cung. Again, make sure you guys are tuning in to all the platforms, all the shows, not just us here at the weekly roundup. AM to PM, birds of a feather, everything that we're doing. Tommy and the boys will be live tomorrow, obviously at some point with AM to PM, and then. Don't forget about the giveaways too. Like I said, make sure you guys are supporting our sponsors who are also supporting us. Make sure you guys head over to manscaped.com. Make sure you use that A2D code. Send us a screenshot of your order. Get you entered into another giveaway. Because I gave away a signed jersey last week. I know Tommy's going to be doing some giveaways for our premium members as well. So make sure you guys head over to YouTube. Subscribe to that, $9.99 a month. That gets you, member shows, on-air shout-outs, all kinds of premium content. The Money Pot podcast, like I said, we got some giveaways that we're gonna hook you guys up with as well. Again, other than that, I'm Steve. That's Zach Ware. This was another
Monty
episode.
Williams not happy.
What happened now?
Time out, Phoenix.
Uh-oh. Wow.
Time out us. Until next week.
Yeah. We will see you guys. Same place, same time, 8 p.m. every Saturday here on HD Radio. We'll catch you guys next week. Hopefully with better weather. So you guys are not getting kicked. You're not getting one of the other firsts or kicked out. We'll catch you guys next week. Appreciate the love. Outro on the rebound, everyone.